Hi, so I've been asked to make a short, easy to understand summary of why I believe that vitamin A is not a vitamin and it is actually a poison. Well, let's just start with some definitions. Although alcohol may be something we can tolerate in moderate amounts without significant ill effect, we all know that if we drank alcohol all day, every day, that would be bad. Well, vitamin A, the most simple form is retinol, which is actually vitamin A alcohol. And it has all of the same harmful effects as alcohol, including fetal retinoid syndrome. It causes all the same sort of birth defects, just like fetal alcohol syndrome. Now, beta carotene is actually two molecules of retin aldehyde. Aldehydes are a class of chemicals that are very toxic, carcinogenic, also cause mutagenic problems, and can also cause birth defects. So this word here, retinal, is actually truncated for retin aldehyde. Okay? So your body is making aldehydes from forms of vitamin A and beta carotene that we ingest. Okay? What do aldehydes do? Well, for example, the EPA says that if you breathe aldehydes, it alters breathing patterns by narrowing the airway openings and damages cells lining the airways, prompting white blood cells to enter the lungs. Not good. Here are the signs and symptoms of hypervitaminosis A. Okay, so softening of the skull bone, blurred vision, bone pain, changes in consciousness. Retinoids are actually directly linked to schizophrenia, and people who have taken Accutane, which is the form of vitamin A called retinoic acid, might also recognize depression and suicidal tendencies like I had when I was a kid. But it also causes drowsiness, dizziness, double vision, headaches, messes up your digestion, and this is a major contributor to almost every type of digestion problem and SIBO and all of that stuff. Heart valve calcification, okay, and because you can see here is it causes hypercalcemia. It messes up your liver, causes all the same problems as alcohol, like cirrhosis and fatty liver disease. Skin and hair changes, like hair loss. And a lot of people might recognize hair loss as a sign of hypothyroid disease. Well, I can connect the dot there too. Itchy skin, spontaneous fracture. Okay, and this is because softening of the bones does not just happen in children. You can see here is that when people are given retinoic acid as a drug, it reduces your immune function, causes anemia. So people who have worse reactions to COVID-19 with breathing and the anemia that was caused is probably because they had more vitamin A. I mean, look at these symptoms: allergic skin reactions, hypersensitivity. Look, diabetes. How does that work? Well, your body stores the aldehydes in fat, in a fat form, retinol esters, and if you run out of fat, you make more fat. So your body makes you diabetic. And interestingly enough, one of your first defenses to retinol is called retinol binding protein, but all of your adipose fat tissue makes retinol binding protein, so another defense is to make more fat. Okay, so look, we have all of the psychiatric stuff here: depression, anxiety, all right, psychotic behavior, suicidal, headaches, drowsiness, convulsions, dizziness, all kinds of eye problems, all right, including blurred vision and decreased night vision. Okay, photophobia, sensitive to light. Okay, vasculitis. They've been reporting that some children recovering from COVID-19 get vasculitis. All right, nosebleeds, nasal dryness, and naropharyngitis. This is the upper respiratory colds, sinus infections that I used to have. And look at this, bronchospasms, like asthma. And who doesn't have some digestion problems. Okay. If you've seen videos with Dr. Zach Bush, he says that one of the indicators that somebody's going to have a rough time with COVID-19 is the increased transaminase. Find me anything else that causes that is known to do that. Okay, because he didn't know. All right, hepatitis, so swelling of the liver. And look at all the skin problems. Do you have dry skin? Dry skin, itchy skin, rashes, okay, hair loss. All right, look, it was given to me to treat acne. It causes acne in a lot of people. Okay, didn't fix my acne either. And hyperpigmentation. And so I have research showing that carotenoids building up in the skin, that's what leads to moles. And we know that moles eventually become cancer. All right, every kind of pain, arthritis, calcinosis. So this goes back to vitamin D. So you'll see here too, is under hypervitaminosis, A, is that it causes hypercalcemia. So why would people have low vitamin D? Because, well, if they have too much calcium, their body is going to produce less vitamin D because it doesn't want to absorb more calcium. It already has too much. So it would probably be a very bad idea to supplement with more vitamin D or more calcium, which is what we do. And that is why that standard of care does not reduce incidence of arthritis or osteopenia and weakening of bones. Okay? Check this out too. I just wrote an article about infertility and hormones and the connection there. It's on my blog, ericlevinson.com. But I talk about a study where it drastically increased men's estrogen and reduced their testosterone, but also estrogen in the presence of retinoic acid completely eliminated the luteinizing hormone in female rats. So they stopped ovulating. And then check this out, increased cholesterol. Okay, so don't take my word on it. Let's ask researchers from Stanford Medicine what they think. Well, whoops, wrong button. These are researchers from Stanford University School of Medicine. Okay, and they say ALDH dysfunction may contribute to a variety of human diseases, including cardiovascular, diabetes, neurodegenerative diseases, stroke, and cancer, as well as pain, osteoporosis, and the process of aging. So this list you might recognize as 5 of the top 10 killers in America. Okay, what is ALDH? Well, let's go back here. ALDH is aldehyde dehydrogenase, so it's what turns the aldehydes like retin aldehyde into an acid. In this case, retinoic acid. If you drink alcohol, that's alcohol becomes acetaldehyde, which becomes acetic acid. Okay, and there's only so much to go around. And some of that also gets used in our brain when we make dopamine. Dopamine becomes another aldehyde called dopal. So if we are depleting our aldehyde dehydrogenase to get rid of vitamin A, we're not going to have as much for alcohol and formaldehyde and for dopal. And when dopal builds up in the brain, that creates a negative feedback loop, and our brains and our digestive tract produces less dopamine. And if you're not familiar, when your body stops producing dopamine, that's Parkinson's disease. All right, so that's a brief summary. If you'd like more information, there's tons of it on my blog. You can sign up for my newsletter. I write an article almost every day. And obviously, I'm available to help you understand this and relate it to your issues and symptoms and help you get some relief. Okay, thanks. Have a great day.